I was waiting on my PlayStation 4 to update and I decided to do this video real quick because I had some time to kill. So what I want to do is show you guys exactly the gear that I'm using to record my YouTube videos. You don't have to use my exact same gear, but I have a pretty simplistic setup. Then I have a more elaborate setup. So I'll show you guys that in just a minute. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Mike Ralls with Micus Media, where we show you guys how to make better multimedia products. If this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and also like this video to see more videos like this in the future. Everything that we'll talk about in this video will also be linked in this description. Just as I promised, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about my setup or the different setups that I use to shoot YouTube videos. All right, everyone, just as I promised, I'm going to show you guys my setup. And the first thing I'm going to show you is my Rodecaster Pro, or I should say the Rodecaster, yes, the Rodecaster Pro. Sorry, Rode has so many names for their products. So this is the Rodecaster Pro, and that is the Procaster microphone. So I'm using this Rodecaster as pretty much an audio interface because it does a whole lot. I can use it as a podcast recorder. I can use it to do interviews. I need a case for it because, as you can see, I've already scratched it up. But here's what I like about this. This has 4 different channels. So this also includes 4 microphone channels and 4 headphone inputs, or I should say outputs, and 4 microphone inputs. Then you have a USB input and output. Then you have like a stereo jack. Then you have Bluetooth, and these pads can be used to control, or these pads can be used to load up sound effects and stuff. This card right here is a micro SD card adapter, so I just keep that with this because this also does recording without a standalone recording without a PC. So yeah, I enjoy this and I use this. Now you guys don't need this to start your YouTube recording. I just use this as like a secondary sound source, because I always like to have multiple sound sources in case sound fails in one area. Now I have a backup. And every time I do recording, something always happens with the sound. Now that brings me to this. So this is a small wireless Rode digital wireless microphone receiver and transmitter. This is actually the receiver. As you can see, as I'm talking, it's recording, right? So I'm using that because normally I record on a phone. So I have, so pretty much that's what I record sound through. At least that's what I'm using for this particular video. Because other times I use this Procaster microphone, which I have right here on my desk. So I like this microphone. It's a professional microphone, and yeah, I just love it. And the sound is usually pretty great on this microphone. It's probably like a $324 microphone. This Rodecaster is like $600 without any microphones or anything like that. Now this microphone that I bought, this is the more professional microphone. There is a pod mic that Rode sells, and that pod mic, you can use it for podcasts or even just YouTube recording or whatnot. So that's what I have so far. Also these monitors. I love these studio monitors. And I'm going to turn these around real quick and I'll tell you why I love these studio monitors. I don't have them hooked up right now because I don't have a need to have them hooked up at this present moment. But the back of these monitors, this is what I love about these monitors. Okay, you have XLR inputs and you have 1/4 inch inputs. So you can have different sources plugged into these studio monitors at one given time. The thing I don't like about the monitors, right? The cable that connects these two monitors is a proprietary cable sold by Behringer, and that cable is only like somewhere between 4 to 6 feet long. I don't know where that cable is right now. I don't know where I did with it. It's somewhere in my sea of stuff here at the house. And yes, I do have two of these microphones. It's always best to buy two of a microphone. So again, these speakers are made by Behringer. I'll put the link in the description of the speakers, the Rodecaster, and the other things that we're going to talk about here. So, okay, so this particular mic stand, this is not the correct mic stand for this microphone, but it works for right now. I don't even have the mount to it. Once I get the mount to it, I'll mount it back up because it's kind of a heavier mic. So without the proper mounting solutions, it kind of tilts over, and I don't want to tilt over and crack my iMac screen. Which brings me to my iMac. I love editing on Windows. Not Windows, sorry. I love editing on Macs because straight out of the box, Macs include a lot of different software that you can use to get started. So some of you guys don't know this, but you can do screen recording with QuickTime on Mac, and QuickTime comes standard on just about all Mac computers, right? So yeah, now as you can see here in this picture, because another thing I'm recording to OBS. So let me explain that before I explain what I have set up and what I have on here. Okay, so I am capturing the audio in OBS from the microphone, from the other receiver, the wireless receiver, if you guys can see it right here. So this microphone is a receiver right here. I should say it's a transmitter, but you get the idea. Anyway, so this microphone, you could wear it like this, or I can put it on the inside. I just have it here just for general purposes because I didn't really plan to show you guys like this, let you guys see me like this. But anyway, moving on. I like this microphone. It's very compact. This microphone is $200 for the set, for the entire set, right? So I like this microphone. So I'm capturing the audio from this microphone through the Rodecaster, and it's going into OBS. Also on the Rodecaster, if I want to, and I didn't do it this time, if I press record button on the Rodecaster, it'll record to the SD card that I have inside here. So right here, sorry, I bumped the camera real quick. Okay, but right there is the SD card icon. That SD card has about an hour left on it, based on everything else that I have on that card. So I'm capturing audio through the Rodecaster. If I press record, now it'll start recording the audio that I'm talking now, and this button lights up red. So now I'm capturing the audio here. I'm capturing the audio right here in OBS, and I'm also capturing the audio on the phone. So when I drag in the audio from my phone into Premiere, because I edit in Premiere, when I drag that in, I'll have three different audio sources: OBS, the Rodecaster, and the phone, the audio that accompanies this phone video itself. So yeah, the other thing I want to show you guys, this phone here. If you can see it, it's kind of bright, but this setup here, I'm going to try to move around a little bit so you guys can see it. But this setup right here is my Beast Grip setup. I'm going to come around here. Okay, so this setup is my Beast Grip rig. I like this setup. So what I discovered was there are a lot of cameras out there that shoot 4K. I like to shoot in 4K, but not all cameras shoot in 4K 60 frames per second. The iPhone shoots in 4K 60 frames per second, so I just got rid of my DSLR. because to get a DSLR that shoots 4K, 60 frames per second, you almost have to spend over maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You have to get up there a little bit just to get the 60 frames. Where the iPhone, straight out the box, if you have a newer generation iPhone, shoots 60 frames. So this rig here is the B script, and I'll put this in the description. And I like this rig, and I like this lens. I can't remember what I paid for. I think about $259 for the B script and the lens. I put that on my iPhone and it shoots great video. I think the beginning of this video was shot on this specific iPhone. This iPhone that you're looking at right now is the iPhone XR. Now, what I'm filming on right now is the iPhone XS Max. The XS Max is supposed to be a better iPhone, but I like the video that is on the XR. The video is so crystal clear on the XR when you shoot 60 frames per second. Now let's take a look at this lens a little bit. And as you can see that the B script itself, so the cage is a separate piece and the lens is a separate piece. So you screw on the lens after you affix the iPhone to this cage. And this cage is more than likely going to be my standard setup. This light right here is just a basic LED powered light. This is an older light and it's a little bit clunky, so sooner or later I'm going to move to something smaller. But for right now, this is what I'm using. And again, back to the B script and the iPhone. I like this setup. The videos are crystal clear. I just absolutely love it. When it comes to actually filming, I use Filmic Pro as my app to film on the iPhone. I like Filmic Pro. It's pretty much the first app I came across, I believe, in addition to the standard app or to the stock iPhone camera app. The iPhone camera app has gotten a little bit better, but there's still room for improvement. So this is what I'm shooting with my setup, but you don't have to have this fancy of a setup. Yeah, so also guys, warning, just ignore the stuff in the background. I know it's a mess back there. I'm slowly getting this stuff back together, so I've rearranged my studio a few times. All right, so this is my setup that I have, so far. I do have this TV here. What I'm going to do with this TV, I'm going to connect it to my iMac and just have a little image there just for branding in the background when I shoot these videos. One thing I will tell you guys, if you shoot video on your phone, whether it's an iPhone, any newer phone, latest generation of devices should work for shooting video. So any time you shoot video on your phone and you have to zoom in, just shoot in 4K and zoom in post. I found that when you zoom in using the digital zoom on the device, the footage becomes very grainy. Now that could have been because when I did it that last time, I didn't have any LED lights. However, I still wasn't satisfied with it. So I just say move closer, get closer. That way your audio is a little bit better, and also your video won't be grainy and all that stuff. It won't look like you didn't white balance or anything like that. So yeah, the other thing here, I have a Canon camera right here that I'm going to use. I'm just charging the battery. It's just a basic Canon camera. It's nothing to rave about. It is the Canon EOS 200. I've used it once or twice to shoot a video, and the footage is okay. The other piece, the must-have that I think you should get is this device here, the Cam Link. This device allows you to use DSLRs as a camera on your computer. Now, if you have an older computer or older Mac, then it will cause some problems because this is a 3.0. What I found is in order to get OBS to detect it on older Mac computers, you have to restart the computer or restart OBS. It's one or two. I think restart the computer in order to get it up and going, to get the computer to like detect it. Why, I don't know. I don't know why the technology and the methods work. I just know they work. Again, so that's my setup so far. So basically when I'm shooting my videos on, and let's kind of recap this a little bit. I'm shooting on this iPhone that you see in front of you, the iPhone B-Script setup, right? I have it on a tripod. This tripod is like a $20 tripod. It's made by Vivitar, something like that, right? I'll put that description in the link as well. So that tripod, again, is $20. And with this tripod and this B-Script, you know, it serves its purpose. I actually like this tripod better than I like my Manfrotto. My Manfrotto tripod, it's sturdy, but over time, the brackets that holds the legs in place become loose and I have to tighten them up again. So this one, I haven't had any problems. There are no little brackets. The brackets are a little bit different. Yeah, the brackets are a little bit different. I'm talking about these little snap brackets. On the Manfrotto, it's a little bit different where the screws are right here and you can tighten and loosen them up, but they just become too loose over time. Then as soon as I tighten them, it's like the next day they're loose again. So I don't too much like my Manfrotto travel tripod, but I like this cheaper tripod. And also with this tripod, it flips out. You can flip it out to the left for a portrait view if you wanted to, without having to take this off. So I think that's pretty decent for $20. So it's always good to have a cheap option. So I say all this to say you can get started with the least expensive equipment. Like if you purchase just a basic rig, and you don't even have to get this B-Script rig, but if you just purchase like a smartphone tripod with the bracket on there, and you can start recording. You can buy a $20 microphone for your smartphone that connects to it, and you can start buying, because more than likely you've already spent thousands of dollars or over $1,000 for your latest mobile device anyway. So get the most out of it, make the most out of it. Again, I'm using Filmic Pro to record because Filmic Pro has a lot of different options for recording and for recording video. You can adjust the white balance, you can change the quality or whatnot. One thing about the quality and changing the quality and recording in 4K 60 frames per second, if you have an Android phone, you may be in better luck than some of us iPhone users, because the Androids have a slot for an SD card most of the time. So using the Filmic Pro, recording at 4K 60 frames per second, your space is you're gonna use a lot of space on your device. So keep that in mind as you record this, or as you record videos and stuff, and just kind of make sure you're deleting them. Once I move something over from my phone to my iMac, I delete it off my phone, because if I don't, I'll never have any space. Which brings me to how I move stuff again, AirDrop. So once I finish recording, I'll drop it in my Mac in AirDrop, and it's pretty quick. So the other thing I want to show you guys is, next up, I got this little kit here. I don't know how well it will work, or if it's worth the money I spent on it. It's little LED light, microphone, mount, tripod, all this stuff you see down here below. And this little package was $60. I'm gonna see if it was worth $60. I just got it because it's nice to have something that's all set up, ready to go. Maybe I can find some way to put it in a bag and leave it, and it's ready to go. So if you had something like this and you're like maybe you probably have to be a little close to it to make sure the microphone gets good audio. But if you're close to it, you got good audio, you got good lighting, you can do everything from this phone. On the back, they have a few examples here that I thought was kind of nice. They have this, they have that. So depending on your scenario and what you're trying to do, some little small setup like this could work. Now, the reason I have this more elaborate setup and all this complicated stuff is because I do a little bit more than just the YouTube videos, and sometimes I do podcasts, sometimes I just do recordings where I have multiple people. So I thought this was the better option, getting this device right here. And I like it. I can't say I regret it at all. Headphones, I got these Audio Technica headphones. They're okay. I'm not a big headphone guy, so I couldn't tell you that, hey, these headphones make a difference. So get whatever feel comfortable with, that you think is comfortable for you, price point wise, and just how they feel. These headphones obviously go over the ear. I like over the ear headphones. They feel more comfortable, but other than that, you know, I'm kind of cheap when it comes to actual headphones. Let's see what else. And I think that's pretty much it on what I'm working with right now. Oh, one more thing. Nope, that's not it. Okay, so when I'm filming, right, I have this iPhone. I have another iPhone, the iPhone I'm using to film this video. I use that iPhone as a remote. So with Filmic Pro, you can have the Filmic Pro app, which is $19.99. Then the Filmic Remote app allows you to see what's on the other device. So when I'm sitting right here in my chair, right here, when I'm sitting in this chair, I'm recording and I can see what's on this screen. I can see what's on that screen. So yeah. That's what I'm using so far. All right, so again, Rodecaster Pro, capturing all my audio, getting everything in here. As you can see, even as we're talking, the levels are going up and down. I can even adjust those levels a little bit if I wanted to, but I don't want them too high. iMac computer, I don't suggest editing on anything other than a Mac. However, use what you can get your hands on, right? If you have to do it on another laptop, do what you got to do, right? The other thing I would say about using Macs, right? I like the iMac, and this is not any like super powerful iMac. This is standard out the box iMac. I haven't upgraded it or anything. But what I do have is the entire Creative Cloud collection, because I just figured I just buy the whole collection and have everything I need in one go. Okay, but what I was going to say about the iMac versus the Apple MacBook or MacBook Pro. I like MacBook Pros. I don't like the newer versions. I recommend getting the version of the MacBook Pro that still has the CD drive, because with that you have more options for upgrades and it's still just as powerful. You can max it out. But right now, if you were to buy a MacBook 128 gigabyte hard drive, once you install the entire Adobe collection on there, you only have like maybe 30 or 40 gigabytes of hard drive, depending on what other programs that you may have or may be running. So that's just food for thought. So, all right, back to what I was talking about with everything here. Again, I have some studio monitors. I have the Rodecaster Pro. I have my MacBook. I have a couple of microphones. And these are not all the microphones that I have. I don't include this in the setup because I just got that today. So I just have to test that out. But that's going to be another video. All right. But I got this rig here. I have this B-script rig, which is the B-script plus this wide angle lens, because I like the way the wide angle lens looks on camera, especially when I film in 4K. And remember, don't digital zoom, just move the camera closer, or you get closer or whatever, or you just film at 4K and zoom in post, right? That's what I would suggest. that's what I have better results with. Again, this is just a quick setup. Also, I want to show one more thing. Again, here's my other microphone here, and I have some boom arms. Once I get the right mount up, I'll put my microphones on the boom arms. There's another microphone that I would suggest that you could use, or I would recommend, and it's the Audio-Technica ATR 2100 USB microphone. It's a great microphone. You can use it as just a overall general purpose microphone. You can use it for recording your videos and so much more. So I'm going to show you guys my desk real quick. This is actually another, I got two desks. This is a gaming desk. I have another monitor in another room, so I'm going to put the other monitors here. That's my daughter right there. I have two monitors that I'm going to put up here, probably mount it. And once I have those monitors, this is going to be like a gaming setup that I can do my gaming streaming. Yes, I know my cable management sucks a little bit, but that's in the works. I'll get better at that part. And with this, I can change the colors, but I don't have the remote. But this light, you can change the colors, have it flash, have it do whatever. Another thing you may want to invest in, these panels. Or this acoustic foam. I have this on the wall, but I don't have enough. So I ordered this from Amazon, and I just want to check the quality of it. So I mounted these to the wall. I'm going to do a video on that later on how I exactly did that, especially if I order some more. So this will possibly reduce the echo in this room. As you can see, it's a very empty room here. Go through real quick. Yeah, I got that green screen up. I planned on doing something with it, but you know, everything is a work in progress. Okay, and lastly, I'm gonna show you guys this. This is how I have semi-organized my cables. I have them hanging on this door hanger, towel hanger, whatever you want to use this for. You can buy this from just about any store, like a Walmart, any version of this where you can put this on the back of the door and just hang some cables here. I thought that was a quick solution to that because I had cables everywhere. Still kind of have cables everywhere, but that's just a brief overview so far of my setup. I have my microphones, my monitors, my Rodecaster, and again, I'm using the Rodecaster as pretty much as an audio interface because I just like the different options to be able to plug different things in. I can plug different microphones in and have different outputs, right? And my iMac, love this iMac, will never go back to Windows unless it's absolutely necessary. And I have a DSLR camera. I want to say any DSLR camera will do, but I would not recommend using a point and shoot, okay? If you get one of those DSLR camera kits that has a whole kit lens with it, with the tripod, that's good enough to get started. Again, you're getting started, so once you get more established, or once you become more established, you can do more, okay? And finally, beach grip and a studio light. Studio lights, there's so many different options out there. You just don't want your face to be too dark, and you don't want too many shadows. Like I had too many shadows in this video, but that's okay. I'm walking around with the cell phone. One more thing, I know I keep saying that. Gimbal. I am using a gimbal. I'm using the Osmo Mobile 2. Yes, the Osmo Mobile 2. There's some things I like and dislike about the Mobile 2, and I'll share those in another video, but it's a fairly reliable gimbal. I used it a few times, and it kind of helped me out at work as well. So that's my setup. There's going to be more videos like this. So far that's my setup. And if you like this video and want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and like this video. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time.